I am making this video with special thanks to Mr. Shehryar Baloch Bahawalpur from Pakistan. So these are the symptoms when you are facing different problems with the mass airflow sensor. So how you will check that whether your mass airflow sensor is working properly or not. So there are four simple tests, and these all are voltage tests. You must have a voltmeter to check those values. So first of all, remove the connector, and let me tell you the pin out layout of the sensor. These are the pin out of the sensor, and these pins must connect in this fashion. So look at this diagram and continue with this. So first is the blow and hot wire test. You must have a patch cables for this, so that we may easily access the values coming from the mass airflow sensor. So connect this thoroughly one by one. The pin 1 is for the 12 volt battery connection. When you connect this, directly connect this to the battery positive terminal. The second middle terminal is the ground terminal, so directly connected to the negative or the body of the ground. So and the third is actually the sensor value. This will give you the value coming from the inside the mass airflow sensor. So now let's connect the battery first with the cable, and then this cable will connect to the positive, the first pin of the mass airflow sensor. So connect this to the pin number 1 of the mass airflow sensor. This middle cable will connect with the ground. You can directly connect to the negative of the battery or directly connect it to the ground, or one of the same thing. So let me connect it directly to the body, and now take the meter, set this to the volt range, DC volt range, and now take the cables of the terminals of the meter and connect the black cable with the middle one, pin number 2, and the red always with the pin number 3. So it will give you 0.4 to 0.5 of 0.4 volts initially without any ignition on. So this is the default value. So now if this test fails, so change the throttle body or first resolder it for confirmation whether it's working or not. Now let me reconnect these wire again, the black terminal to the negative of the ground and the red one to the pin number 3, and let me blow inside the throttle body, the hot wire, and check whether the values are changing or not. If the values are changing when you are blowing, that depends how much you blow. If these values are changing, this means that your throttle body is okay, the hot wire is okay. Now similarly, ignition test is simple. Remove the positive battery terminal from the first pin and the ground from the second pin, and directly connect it to the connector of the mass airflow sensor. So let me tell you what the connector pins look like. Is a pin number 1 from the bottom. The clip side is very important, so count the pin number 1 from the clip side. So insert the pin number 1 to the pin location number 1, the second and the pin number 2, and similarly the 3. Now turn on the ignition, and after ignition on, put the voltmeter on the pin number 1 and 2, and check the voltage between the two pins, which will give you definitely 12 volts. And similarly the black pin in the middle and the third pin, the sensor pin, the red, touch it, and it will give you 0.4 to 0.5 volts after ignition on. So this means that the sensor is giving you correct value. Now the third is checking the cranking test, but first remove the injector cables from the injectors connectors. If you have a fuse of the injector, so remove that fuse so that it may not inject the fuel inside the cylinders, so that the car may not start. So now connect the black cable with the ground, the pin number second, and the red wire to sensor cable, pin number 3. Let me take out the sensor cable and put a patch, connect a patch cable with its for the visibility, so that it may be comfortable for me to read the values from the sensor while cranking. So let me reconnect it, and let's check. Remember, when you are cranking, it will give you at 0.8 volt to 1.5 volt. That depends on your suction actually. So the fourth test is, so this means that the sensor is giving you correct values. So now the last test is very important, and when you start the car, it will give you at idle speed from 1.3 to 1.4 volts. So this is the normal range when the system is idle. At 2000 rpm it will give you 1.7 to 1.8 1.9 volts. So this means that a mass airflow sensor is 100% correct and it's working correctly. If the values deviates, this means that you need to change the mass airflow sensor. Thank you very much. Subscribe please.